Hi, Kim. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. I can take my note off. I'm a bit of a cronet and I have no memory. So I have to write this thing, press record, otherwise I'll forget. Because Kim will remember this. Once we did an entire class, 2-hour class. I went, ooh, didn't record. So we had to go back and do the entire thing, just the two of us, didn't we, Kim? So that everyone got the recording, okay? But welcome everyone in front of me now. I'm blown away. So many of you, so many familiar faces, some new faces. So welcome, welcome. And welcome if you're watching this on replay. I'm absolutely delighted to be able to share this with you. As you all know, I decided this summer to do four free classes. Normally I do three. This year it's four free classes, just to share four of the key things that have been my mainstay over the decades. And you know, sometimes you look back and you think, what would my life be without such and such? I often think that, what would my life be if I'd never met the amazing Donna Eden? And I do sometimes think, what would my life be if I didn't know some of these techniques? Because they don't make life easy, but they make it much easier. And this particular technique I'm going to share with you today, Natasha Marsh, could you go up? I'll mute you. If you can all make sure you're on mute, that would be lovely. Yeah, this technique I'm going to share, thank you, my darling, share with you today is going to take the guesswork out of your self-care. So I'm going to hopefully explain it with such clarity, and I know you're all clutching your bits of paper as well, that you won't need to ask any questions at the end, but there will be, hopefully, if I stick to my time plan, there will be a moment at the end for questions. But I would encourage you, and I notice some of you already have, is to join my closed Facebook page called Midlife Goddess. So it's absolutely private to us, and ask two things. Ask any questions you've got there, because if you're asking a question, if I haven't explained something clearly enough, bet you some other people will be there. I'm glad she asked that question. So I can share the answers with everyone. And also, I do encourage you to share your experiences with the cards with other people. And if you're particularly artistic, put a photograph up, because it inspires us, you know, and it sort of gets that creative juices flowing. So as you know, I'm recording this, so a couple of hours afterwards when the recording comes in, I'll send it to you. And I've also done an 8-page handout for you, which I'm going to work from, so I stick to schedule. So you'll get that. So no need to make notes. They're all going to be here in my very Virgo metal, so all set out for you there. So you can just sit back and enjoy the next 45 minutes, okay? So we've all come from different places, we're in different time zones. So let's just take a second to ground ourselves. So feet on the ground, all of you, take a couple of nice deep breaths, however you want to breathe, in through your nose and out through your nose, or in through your nose and out through your mouth. Although I would say, I had an amazing pulmonary physio say to me once, Maddie, your mouth should only be used for talking and eating, not for breathing. And that has stuck in my brain for such a long time. So anyway, sit quietly, breathe whatever way you want. Close your eyes and just take your hands over your heart and smile. And if you can follow this breathing, I'm going to share with you 3 breaths, that's fine. And if not, do your own thing. But let's breathe in for the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 4. Now, as you breathe out, don't breathe out on the screen, breathe out to the side and let any anxiety or negative emotions just come out. Ride your breath onto the earth beside you. Any stress, any irritation, any busyness goes out on the breath. So let's breathe in again for 4. Hold for 4. Out. Breathe out any. I'm having to breathe out excitement because I'm excited about sharing this with you. So I'm going to breathe that out and be very sensible now. So in for 4. Hold for 4. out for however long you want, just letting that breath go. And now keep your hands on your heart and say quietly after me, it is now safe for me to relax, for me to learn how to create a bridge to my wise one within. It's now safe to create my own oracle cards. It's time. It's fun. I'm doing it and I love it. All is well. Take a nice deep breath in and then just come back into the room and off we go. Okay, so oracle is a strange word. It has many meanings and it has different meanings for different people, really. You know, it can be a form of divine communication. It can be the person, the priestess or whoever that information, that wisdom comes through. It's basically a source of wisdom. It's a conduit for wisdom. It's a conduit for wisdom. Okay, and that's what we're going to create with our oracle cards. The oracle cards you're probably familiar with are the angel cards. I can remember decades ago those first little angel cards appeared. Does anyone remember the little ones with just one word on, you know? And now you have hundreds and hundreds of different oracle packs. And they're all fantastic, and we all find one that we like. But pretty early on, I started many decades ago, I thought, do you know, I'm going to do the same, but rather than have angels or goddesses on it, I am going to put on each one thing that really works for me for my self-care. Okay, and it could be anything from lifestyle choices like sleep or drink more water or less screen time, anything, right through to the energy techniques. And I did this so many years ago. I was still, I'm still learning. I'm a constant student, but in those early days, I was learning from amazing trailblazers like Donna Eden and John Thee and some amazing people. And every time I learned something, a particular acupressure point or an energy exercise or protocol, I'd write it down. And slowly, my oracle cards grew and grew. And I loved and still love all these years after sitting quietly in the morning, often in the garden with my oracle cards, and I work them in the way I'm going to share with you. And it gives me a real focus for my self-care, because if you think everything in my little oracle card pack, my personal one, everything will benefit me in some way. But sadly, I don't have 25 hours a day to do everything. I want to know, because I'm a bit lazy, really, I want to know the one thing that my body needs that's going to help it in the next 24 hours. Or you can do the cards for a week, whatever you want, but let's take 24 hours. Now, I need to be discerning. I need to make a choice, because I know hundreds and hundreds of things that I can do for myself. And each of you know far more than you think you do. Okay. So I could use my intellect. I could use my intuition. I could energy test with the jug. I love energy testing. I could pendulum dowse. I love that too. I could be influenced by the latest trend in healthcare that I'm reading about, or that's, you know, coming my way on social media, or I could be listening to my peers. There's lots of things which will influence my decision, and they're all valid. But none of them is as good a guide as the wise one within. Within each of us is this wise one. Okay. And there is a wisdom there which we came in with. You know, we might acquire knowledge as we walk this earth, but we come in with a wisdom of our ancestors, a wisdom of our DNA, a wisdom of just knowing. And I think bridging into that, I call it the wise one within, or the wow, gives you precisely takes the guesswork out of it. That's your focus for today. That is your body talking to you, your wise one within talking to you and saying, everything's great. Yeah, if you really want, what's that saying? It's very American, bang for your buck. If you want bang for your buck, do this one thing today. Now, our ancestors, I think, had that bridge already connected to the wise one within. We do when we're born, we just lose it as we're influenced by the world around us. And it seems to be that I think they had it in ancient times, but the more advanced we become in technology, the less we walk over that bridge. And the generations to come will walk over it less and less. So this is rebuilding that connection. It also gives you, you know, it's great. It's great. It's going to tell you what to do. But if you are curious about what comes up for you each day, it is going to be an invaluable, what should I call it, biofeedback, you know? So that's why I'm excited about them. So what I'm going to do right now is we're just going to create them together now with your paper. If you haven't got paper, doesn't matter. Just maybe make a list on your phone or whatever of what you might put on them. And then I'm going to talk you through how I do it, the protocol, and then we will all do it together. But let's get those cards made right together, first of all. So bear in mind, I'm a little Virgo kinesthetic metal that loves laminating, that loves all my little lists and color coding, but that's not going to suit everyone. So I'm showing you my way. And for some of you, you might think, there's no way I'm doing all that. You know, you choose the way that you want to do it. It may be a scribble on a bit of paper. I'm going to show you another way as well if you don't want to use cards. Okay, so you can use little index cards. Okay, you will see that I do have different colors because different things are color coded. Or you can, it has to be stiff because you ideally are going to use your pack of oracle cards over and over and over again. I've got some which are years old. And if they're just little bits of paper, they're going to disintegrate. Card is really good. Now, I got these from Vistaprint. Okay, it's their cheapest ones. And I put a little picture on the front. I've got lots of different pictures. Okay, this was for one with about herbs. Okay, but you can have any picture you want on the front. Tip with Vistaprint or any online digital printer that you use. Keep it matte on the back where you're going to write, because don't be tempted to make it shiny because then it's difficult to write on. You don't go for their best quality, just go for their ordinary quality. Now, what I have found on Vistaprint as well is you put your order in, say for 100, and then as you go to checkout, they say, oh, in the next 10 minutes, if you order another 100, you get them half price or something, you know. So look out for the offers. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but these you can hear those last a long time. Now I actually have hundreds of cards which I've built up over the years. Okay, hopefully you're going to start with just 10 or 12 today, and then you'll build them up. So what I would, if you really fancy working with these in a way, what I would advise is take a little pile of cards and put one on your desk, one in the kitchen, some in the car with a pen. And every time you think of something that is supportive to your self-care, write it down. Because I find if I sit down and think, right, I'm going to write what's good for me, I'll remember 12 things and then I forget. I'm very good at forgetting. Okay, this way, things come in, and you can also set the intention. You can say to the wise one within, I'm ready for the wisdom now. Let it come through, inspire me. And it would be amazing the things that come through. And over the weeks, you'll build up a real little portfolio of cards. But you only ever write one thing on each card. And as you write it, pay attention to it. So say I was writing water. hydration. I would be thinking about water as I'm doing it. If you're artistic, as one of my students I taught this to was so artistic, she drew a little picture and a cartoon on every card. It was amazing. But you may not be artistic, but maybe draw a little sketch. No one's going to see your cards, because in doing that, there is an energetic charge which is being exchanged between you and that bit of paper. Every time you use your pack of oracle cards, that charge will be increased. Yes, you're going to make your own. You're going to make your own. You're going to love them. You're going to love them. Okay, so, and you can keep them. This is one of my main packs. I don't know what this held, a camera or something like that, but it's got a zip, and I've got a few of these. And so I have some cards in there. If you don't fancy cards, what I sometimes do when I'm traveling is I'll take a little spiral brown notebook. Sorry, that's a bit old ladyish, isn't it? And I did that 20 years ago, I think. So the same thing on each page, you write one thing. Okay, so this is an alternative for when you're traveling, or if you might prefer it. And then what you do rather than shuffle is you just quicken and stop. Oh, Kim, you'd like this one, the vagus nerve came up. And you can also sometimes get them with the spine down the side there, and it's the same thing. So that's just an alternative if you prefer it to cards, or as I say, I use that sometimes when I'm traveling and I don't want to take that with me because that's heavy and there's more than that. Okay. What else did I want to say? Yeah, as I was saying, the more you handle, the more you get that energetic charge. And that is the reason why so many people over the years have said, Maddie, please produce and sell a pack of self-care oracle cards. But that defeats the object, really, okay, because they are your individual cards, and each of you have a different set of challenges, your different elemental types, astrological types, sensory types. You're all different, and what you know is different. Some of you may be really good at the acupressure or the 5 elements, and others really good at reflexology or other things. You'll have different skills. And so your pack of oracle cards reflect you. They are absolutely unique to you. And every time you use them, there's a bridge between you and those cards. And believe me, the stronger that bridge gets, it gets quite spooky sometimes, because what comes up can be so accurate. It really, really can. So you're going to do your own, but share. If you're very artistic, share them on Midlife Goddess. I love seeing them. I love seeing them. Okay, so you can keep them all in one box. And if you're starting off, I would suggest you do that. Later on, as you get used to using them, I'm looking over here because I'm going to show you this. We all have specific problems, okay? I have at the moment, I'm running 3 boxes. And this is just a sort of shortcut, really, because I'm working on my eyesight. So I have a little box just on eyes. Okay, and I made these are the things which I really feel help my eyes. So I have an eye one. I have my weight one. Keeping this amazing figure takes a bit of effort, so weight. And I also, my other challenge, I'm a metal element, so I'm very, very careful with my lungs. So all these cards here are very lung specific. Okay, so you can do it like that, all in one, or you can do a couple of little boxes specific to a problem you may be addressing. Okay, so how do I use them? I know, I'll take this. Take this. Where's it? Where's this? I'm going to talk you through, and then we're going to do it all together. Oh no, I'm just going to tell you one other thing, actually, which is very, very useful. Sometimes you have big categories. By that, I mean, for example, I have 3 categories I use a lot. One is supplements. Rather than put all my supplements in the main doodah, what's it, thingamajig, you know what I mean, the main box. In the main box, I have one card which says supplements. When that comes up, I will go to my little stash of supplements. So then I can just go do the technique just on that supplement section. The other section I run, you run all different ones, is I do a lot of yoga, Pilates, and stretching because of remaining supple and flexible. And I know a lot of different exercises. So rather than put them all in the main thing, I have a MasterCard saying yoga, Pilates, and stretch. If that comes up, then I go to my section and collection of cards which feature yoga, Pilates, and stretch. The other section I have is my daily energy routine, which is Donna Reedon's plus a couple of others, which I always like to do. Now, I'm lazy. Don't tell Donna this, okay? If any of you are out there, faculty, just close your ears now. But sometimes I don't feel like doing the whole lot. Maybe I'm in a hurry, I haven't got time. I want to know what's the one that's my body really needs. And then I go to this is my little one, my little DER kit. Those are my daily energy routine exercises. And I can choose just one of those. And I'm going to use that in a minute to show you how to do it. So you can see how you can start off with one box, then you can subsection out. This is so Virgo and metal. I hope I'm not losing some of you. You can subsection out into other little specific areas, or you just leave them all in one box. Doesn't matter at all. Do it your way. Okay, so let's think about how you're going to work with them. You're going to get grounded, first of all, in whatever way you want to ground. Okay, just you are giving yourself with this an opportunity to take a pause from the busyness of life. Okay, so you get your energies in a nice receptive state. I do my own meditations, you'll do your own, but I'm going to show you 2 which I particularly like, which are good when you're doing this protocol, because you want your energies to be very open and receptive to and balanced, so that whatever comes up, you will take it in, you will integrate it, you will connect to it if you want. So I would put my hands over my heart, take a couple of deep breaths, and then I will I'm stroking the inner forearm and the outer forearm. These are getting heart protector and triple warmer points. You don't need to know what those points are. They're the Lou points if you are an acupuncturist. Or you don't say it Lou, do you, Don Kim? It's Luo or something. Luo. I know that Melanie, Dr. Mellon, always says, Maddie, you don't call them Lou points. They're Lua points. Anyway, these points, doesn't matter. Stroke them. What that's doing is that's calming your 2 gatekeepers, triple warmer, which is your outer gatekeeper, and heart protector, which is your inner gatekeeper to your heart. So you're just calming this down. And as you say it, as you stroke it, you say, I seek the truth. And what I do with that truth is entirely my choice. Smile and breathe. And you say that couple of times, maybe 3 times. So immediately you're taking some of the angst away from your gatekeepers. You're thinking, okay, she's just curious. She's just seeking the truth, but we can control what we do. Okay, what she does, what we do. So do that 2 or 3 times, and then your left hand over your heart. And with your middle finger, you are going to tap this area here. Your ring finger, little finger, just come down in between. Don't worry too much, just that whole area. And you're going to tap this, and you're going to say, we now move on to safety. It is now safe for me to work with my oracle cards with ease and accuracy. All is well. And smile when you say this. And if you're alone, amp it up, okay? Because if you go, Oh, it's now safe for me to work with my cards, and it's all, yeah, it's all really good. That's not going to persuade anyone. Okay, but if you go, it's now something, you're smiling. So immediately the endorphins are going and your brain's going, oh my God, this is good, this is good. Okay, it's now safe for me to work with my oracle cards with ease and accuracy. All is well. You know, we've always thought that the body listens to what we say, and research last year came out, which is fantastic. Science is catching up with us, everyone. You know, it's now saying that the cells of your body actually do hear, listen and hear and understand what you're saying. So make sure it's a real sort of, yay, it's safe, it's okay. So what those two techniques are doing, the first one is just calming down by giving your gatekeepers a choice. They don't feel as if you're putting them in a corner and forcing a decision on them. And the second one, excuse me, I better have, this isn't wine, this is orange. The second one is connecting to heart energy, which is the most healing energy there is. And then this finger, the middle finger, is your inner gatekeeper, heart protector. And this point here is your triple warmer, your outer gatekeeper. You connect to them by tapping them together. Excuse me. And that tapping, the vibration of that is going through to the thymus gland, which puts you into a temporary state of balance. So you're far more receptive and open to building that bridge. Okay, so we're nearly there now. We're nearly there. We're going to do it. Okay, so I just pick up these for the moment. So what you would do is you then, everything's open. All systems go, Maddie. All right, so you pick up your pack and you just hold them to your heart. Now I say, show me, and I really focus in, show me the priority tool for my general self-care today. Thank you. Okay, let's pause there. Priority tool, you can use another word if you want, but it needs to mean to you the number one thing, top of the list that's going to help you. And you could say that, I want the number one thing that's going to help me, or I want the very best thing that's going to help me. I use priority because in my mind, there can only ever be one priority. So I'm saying, just show me the number one thing, the priority. Don't worry about making notes, all in the handout. Number one priority. I use the word tool because there's so many different things in my cards. There are, lifestyle choices, energy medicine, all sorts of things. So tool encompasses all of that, but that's what it means to me. You can use words which mean the same, but maybe different words. So we'll do it together in a minute. So show me the priority tool for my, okay, I said general self-care, and sometimes you might do that, but you can be more specific. So you may say, show me the priority tool to improve my immunity today. Thank you. I always say thank you in advance, set that energy. Okay, maybe you've mixed. I went out yesterday. I did this morning. I went out yesterday, and Kim knows this, and I had a couple of hours with a group of women crafting. Yes, the crafting girls, crafting. And today I thought, oh, I think I picked up something. I feel fine, but you think, okay, let's get the immune system. So this morning I did it specifically, might do it tomorrow morning as well, on my immunity. What's the one thing, the one real thing that my body will benefit for to up my immunity to fight whatever it is? You may do a specific injury. Show me the priority tool to help heal my injured knee. Thank you. Show me the priority tool to improve my digestion, to ease my depression. You can use this for emotions. It doesn't have to just be physical. Show me the priority tool to reduce my blood pressure. The one I'm going to work with you in a minute, but I want you to start thinking about what your thing is I'm going to show me the priority tool to strengthen my lung function. I do that most days. I'm a metal element. I need to watch my lungs. So I'll do that. So, okay. So I'm saying, show me the priority tool for whatever it is. Then I shuffle, however you want to shuffle. And then you can pull a card. Now you can either put them out in front of you and pull one. You can cut them. however you want to do. I tend to, well, I don't really have a favorite. I often cut, but sometimes I just pick one out, whatever you want. And if I'm picking one out, I'm right-handed, so I'll often do it with my left hand, which they say is the more intuitive. And I believe that, so therefore I use it. And you choose your card. Okay, I wasn't even really doing anything then, but this card came up, which is the regulator flow. So I need to regulate and adjust. Now, I might look at that and I might think, well, it might be something a bit odd, okay, I know I'll benefit from that, but what has that got to do with what I asked? Okay, interesting. That's your biofeedback, because sometimes it's so obvious and it's spookily obvious how the right cards come up. And other times you might look and you think, I haven't got a clue what that has to do with what I've asked. But I surrender to it. No second cards. No second cards. Okay, you go with that card that's come up. And I would say 8 times out of 10, an hour, 2 hours, or later in the day, suddenly it will come to me why that card's come up. Because I'm a metal Virgo, I need to know the logic behind what happened. If you're not a metal Virgo, you can say, I don't care what it means. I'm going with it, and that's what we want. We want to cultivate a curiosity, but also the ability to just go with the card that comes up and not draw another one. And definitely, I'll just do the best of 3 to see which one I like the best. No, go with that one, because all of them are going to benefit you in some ways. Okay. As I say, I would encourage you to do this for the next couple of weeks, every single morning, and have fun with it. Do it with that lightness of being, keep the energy light. And it means that your access to that bridge to the wise one within is that much clearer, that much easier. Before we get on and do it, I just want to say to you that I use this with my animals. You can use it on other. I will show people how to do it for themselves a lot, but I can't. My dogs can't write. Okay, so I have to do it, and I've done this. I've taught it to a lot of horse owners as well, and I use my cards a lot with Mabel and Merlin, my 2 dogs. So how do I do it? A lot of it is intention, and you just have to believe. Okay, and I have a special little pack for the dogs. I don't get them to sort of sit in, well, they could do downward dog, couldn't they? So I have my special little pack for the dogs, and it's normally things like water, nutrition. I need to look at the food, spinal flush, tracing the meridians, paw massage, the various things I do with my animals. My animal companions. And if you're not sure, go on my website, madisonking.com, and on the blog, under the blog section, there's a subsection. I love my subsections, can't you tell? Called Empowered Pet Care or Animal Care. And there's lots of ideas on what you can do energetically to work with your animal companion. Anyway, okay, so I will have, for example, they're asleep now. Say this is the dog. I'll have the dog sitting on my lap and I'll be stroking and just taking a few seconds to really touch the body, to tune in, and just to tell her what I'm going to do, or him. I've got a Mabel and Merlin. Okay, and then I go through exactly, and it's all written down in the notes, exactly the same process. I've set the intention that I'm working with Merlin or Mabel. And then I would say, we seek the truth. And what we do with the truth is entirely our choice. And then it's now safe for me to work with the oracle cards with ease and accuracy for Mabel. So I do exactly the same, but you'll see you just alter the wording a bit. Now, Mabel, for example, she's very, very old and her little heart's going all the time. So we normally every morning focus on heart. Okay. And that it makes me feel empowered, because sometimes with our animal companions, and I know this from a lot of therapists, you can, it's very easy sometimes when you're working with other people, other people's animals, but when it's your own, there's so much love and charge behind it that this just helps clear away that, and with clarity show you what they really need today. Okay, doesn't replace medication or anything like that, obviously, you know, but just on the sort of self-care things. You can also do it from a distance. If you came to the first free class called 24/7, you can do that. So if you don't have the animal companion with you, you can have the photograph or a piece of hair, and you can just hold that, just connect with that, as long as you're connecting and making it clear that you are drawing a card for the animal for their specific problem. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, we're going to do it quite quickly now. So I'd like you to take your 10 cards, and I'm sure you've been given a lot of thought to it. And I want you to write down the one thing on each of those cards. I'll sing you a song whilst you do that, shall I? And I'll just prattle on, okay? I'll just, you know, but I'll tell you what I've got that might inspire you. Okay. I've done a special one for this. One thing on each thing. And it's got to be something, keep writing as I'm talking. It's got to be something that you enjoy doing. There is no point putting down something on a card that everyone says is good for you, but you think, I've never resonated with that. I've never felt really good about that. Leave it off. There are other things. You're going to build up so many different cards because you want to enjoy your self-care work, you know, and that way you gain consistency. It's the consistency which is so powerful in self-care, you know, and, you know, all of us, unless you've got the iron willpower of someone like Madonna, who I don't know how she sort of does all these things, that sheer willpower, or a team of people behind you, or a multi-million business depending on being able to strut your way down the gangplank or whatever it's called, gangway, runway, whatever it is. Unless you've got that iron will, there will be days when you think, do you know, I'm going to take a break today. And that's good. That's allowed. I get that. And you're allowed it. And that's absolutely fine. We're all like that, and never feel a sense of failure if you skip a day. But with the cards, I find they're so enjoyable. I get so curious about what's going to come up. And I just do it gently in the garden. The other thing I've started doing, Deborah Hurt, one of the faculty I work with, told me about this a while ago. She said, Maddie, in the first 20 minutes of every morning, go outside. Obviously, if it's pouring with rain, you go under shelter, because if you expose your body to natural sunlight for 10 minutes in that first 20 minutes, it helps regulate cortisol levels, which is, you know, stress release. It helps you with your sleep and everything like that. So I've been doing that and I'm really enjoying it. I'm taking my little cup, I do drink coffee in the morning, my little cup of coffee and my oracle cards out into the garden. And it's a pleasurable experience. Therefore, I do it. So you've got to fit it into your lifestyle in a way that you really enjoy. Yes, Laurie, thump your thymus for those. Do your energy exercises. What was I going to say? Do it in a way a time you enjoy. I do it in the morning. You might think, actually, I don't want to do it in the morning. I've got to get the kids off to school. I've got to get to work. I've got whatever. You may like to do it at the end of the day for the next day. As long as you set that intention, you can do it. So make sure it fits in with you. Okay, just to give you a few more seconds. I've got down on mine water, sleep, lung source point. I'll tell you that one at the end. Supplement, lung one, lung rake out, which I love doing. All these are on blogs on mine. Alternate nose breathing. I love that. If anyone does that, I've got it up on the blog on my website somewhere. That really does align the yin yang, which is the basis of energetic balance. And for me, it's my savior. But that's me. Might not be for you, but I've always got that one coming up. Mouth tape. Are you a mouth breather or a nose breather? You know, remember that mouth should only be used for speaking or eating, all right? And sometimes at night, or if no one's coming around and I'm working, I tape my mouth with micropore tape, you know, and it just, slowly, it's taking a long time to reconnect to the habit of nose breathing. We should breathe. So I'll be that one. I do cardio burst. A cardio burst is I walk the dogs every day, but sometimes I just stroll them, okay? And maybe I need, for my lungs and my heart, 10 minutes of really, you know, getting myself puffed out. Doesn't take much to get me puffed out. And then yoga, stretch, and that. I've also done one of the DER in total to do the whole thing, or a section of the DER needs my attention. Okay, so those are mine today. Have you all got your doodahs, your cards ready? Yes. Okay. So now we're going to talk to our gatekeepers. So we're going to do it together. So 3 times. I seek the truth, and what I do with that truth is entirely my choice. I seek the truth, and what I do with the truth is entirely my choice. I seek the truth, and what I do with that truth is entirely my choice. Tapping now. It is now safe for me to work with my, I want to see, come on, count that girl, smile. It's now safe for me to work with my oracle cards with ease and accuracy. All is well. Second time. It's now safe for me to work with my oracle cards with ease and accuracy. All is well. It's now safe for me to work with my oracle cards with ease and accuracy. All is well. Pick your cards up. Now you're going to just really smile, breathe, and you're going to say, show me the priority tool. I'm going to say, to strengthen my lung function today. Show me the priority tool to strengthen my lung function today. 3 times. Show me the priority tool to strengthen my lung function today. You might keep repeating that if you want. Lung function. I'm just going to say lung function. I'm going to shuffle. Okay, and then I'm going to, I've shuffled them. I'm going to pull a card. Okay, I've pulled a card. You can split the pack, whatever you want to do. And this is the tool which came up. Oh, okay. So what's come up for me, and I'm quite glad this one has come up because I can show you now how to work with a section. It says the daily energy routine, but it says a section. So I have to go to my section. So you haven't got a section, but I'll show you what if you did have a section. That, you see my little bear has got DER written on it. That is my DER section. So I'm going to just go straight into it. And I'm going to say, show me the priority exercise that I need to do today for my lung function. Thank you. And I might say that 3 times, okay? I am then going to shuffle the DER section cards and see. I'm going to choose this one. Okay, so the Tibetan meditation pose comes out, and you don't need to know that it's this one. Okay, which is up on a blog somewhere. That's what I need today. So I can think, okay, I don't really know what that's got to do with my lung function. Okay, I'm really connecting into my lung area here. My energy may be scrambled, you know, and I can really start thinking about how that particular exercise is going to benefit my energies. It's going to have a ripple out onto my lungs. And I can spend all day thinking about that if necessary. Let me put these back in the right things. So that's basically how you do it. Did you all get one? Okay, just hands up. Put your hands up like that if it made absolute sense to you. Oh, that's good. Now, be honest, put your hands up if you think, I haven't got a clue what that's got to do with what I asked. Exactly. So don't be deterred if that is the case, okay? Because it will come to you. You can either ask for clarity and say, oh, I'd like to know about that, or your intellect or your intuition will find out. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I think I still don't know what that had to do with it. But you obviously, being a metal Virgo, I love to objectively evaluate. So I'm constantly, when, for example, I'm working with my lungs, I have a peak flow thing anyway, and I measure. I like measurements of, has that improved? I'm very naughty on measurements. When my poor mother, I'm going to tell you this, one last story, and then now we'll say goodbye. When my poor mother was in intensive care and she was hooked up to all the machines, I was in with her and I did some energy work on her. And I thought, now I can see if this stuff really works. Okay. And it works so well. The nurses came in and said, what's going on in here? All the things are changing. Okay, so evaluate, because when you work with the body's energies in this way, it's so precise, it's so accurate, it goes beyond your intellect and your intuition, and it will really give you a good focus and guide. Okay, so I'm trying to stick on time. Oops, gone a minute over, but never mind. What I'm going to do is when the recording comes through, I'll send you all the handouts, and on the front page will be the link to the handout, to the replay. So you've got this, and if you're on replay anyway, then hi. But I do encourage you to sit this evening or the rest of the day if you're in a different time zone and make up a few more cards. Get those little stacks of cards and your pens around in the corner of your house or office. Start building your cards and start having fun with them every single morning. Okay. And do share your experiences or any questions you might have, because often it's when you start working with something, you think, what did she say? She hasn't put it in the handout. I don't get it. Ask me on Midlife Goddess and I'll answer there so other people can benefit from the answer. But hopefully hopefully, that was my alarm. That's how good I am, you see, at trying to, Kim said, you got to stick on time. So I did today. I forgot what I was going to say then. That's awful when you get distracted. But hopefully you'll just fall in love with them and you're going to do them. You'll feel the benefit of it, and your cards will grow over the years to be a really trusted and faithful and loving companion. So thank you for coming today. It's such a joy to see you all. I'm just going to have a little gallery view now and look at all your faces. Oh, Hazel, there you are. You're on page 2. I didn't see you before. And Carla and some new people as well. Ah, a lot of people must be in pajamas because a lot of people do not have their photograph up. And I know what that means. Okay, my lovelies. Thank you. And don't forget, there'll be another free class soon. So stay informed and see you then, I hope. Okay, bye-bye for now, everyone. Press that little button now. Bye. Oops, it won't go.